administration is still expressing optimism on ongoing discussions with Iran. ABC chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is in Israel with the latest.
The discussions that are ongoing right now is basically to try and lift the siege of the Strait of Hormuz, the restrictions put in place by Iran, and to allow the U.S. naval blockade to be withdrawn. What it doesn't resolve are the outstanding issues, the ones that existed before, during the war and throughout this ceasefire, primarily Iran's nuclear program.
9 people are still missing after a paper mill tank implosion in Washington state. Recovery teams say there's no hope of finding any more survivors. 1 person is confirmed to have died. 9 others were hospitalized. Uganda has closed its border with Congo as the cases of Ebola surge. There are suspected to be nearly 1,000 infections so far. This is ABC News. Incumbent Senator John Cornyn defeated in the Texas primary, but says he has always been a Republican and will vote for the man who beat him, Attorney General Ken Paxton, in November. Actor Matthew Perry's former personal assistant will be sentenced today and could be getting 15 years behind bars. ABC's Trevor Ault has more.
The filing states Kenneth Iwamasa met Matthew Perry in 1992, and when he became his assistant 30 years later in 2022, prosecutors claim he was acutely aware that Mr. Perry had suffered from drug addiction for most of his life. But rather than help Mr. Perry maintain sobriety, Iwamasa became his enabler and drug supplier. They say he first started procuring ketamine for Perry, then began injecting him with the drug.
The White House looks a little like a carnival right now. Cranes assembling a massive arch over what will be a ring on the South Lawn for a UFC match that'll take place on President Trump's 80th birthday. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The death toll could rise at a Longview paper mill where 9 workers are still unaccounted for after a chemical tank ruptured Tuesday. Seattle police are investigating a double shooting in the Central District that left a man and a woman seriously hurt. Officers were called around 10 last night to the 100 block of Bourne Avenue and found a man and woman shot in the abdomen and a woman shot in the thigh. The suspect took off before officers arrived. The Covington man accused of throwing a rock at an endangered Hawaiian monk seal continues to face tense backlash. Igor Lifonchik's attorney says his client has been physically assaulted, threatened, and doxxed since this video went viral.
Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
He even received a package at his home containing what appeared to be feces. Litvunchik is charged with violations of the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. If convicted, he faces up to 1 year in prison for each charge. He's due in court today. And if you live in unincorporated Snohomish County, your car tabs could soon cost more. Public Works is proposing a $20 fee to help close a $30 million roads budget gap. And now to your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. It's a struggle from the south end with an hour drive, 1 hour from Olympia to Tacoma, a 5-mile backup through Lacey to DuPont. The DuPont gate remains closed through JVLM. Federal Way to Seattle is about an hour. There's a major backup on the West Seattle Bridge all the way to the golf course. Renton to Bellevue about 45 minutes. Valley Freeway about 45 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. 1 person is confirmed dead after a major industrial accident in Longview and 9 remain missing. Right now, KIRO News Radio's Corin Haig is live at the scene. Corin? All right, we don't have him right now, but we're going to continue on with our newscast. The King County Regional Homelessness Authority says it's beginning to recover some of the nearly $13 million flagged in a recent audit. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson has details.
Of the more than $4 million an audit found was overspent, $1.5 million was found. Of the $8 million the audit author says is missing, $1 million was found.
The corrective plan is their best shot.
King County Council member Reagan Dunn.
In the meantime, that agency should do the very best it can to get contracts out the door with appropriate supervision.
Dunn voted to create the RHA 7 years ago, but after the audit, he has sponsored legislation to end it completely.
Bellevue police are urging residents to stay alert as the city sees a rise in catalytic converter thefts. The department says about 16 thefts have already been reported since January. That's more than all of last year, with most happening in the Eastgate neighborhood during daytime hours at park and ride lots. Police recommend shields, welded mounts, VIN engraving, and alarms. And now for your weather. We've got warmer temperatures today with sunshine. Highs will reach the low 70s. Right now, it's about 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Yep, it's already Wednesday. Appreciate you all listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Yeah, it is a gorgeous Wednesday morning. And coming up at 9:30, a Seattle legend is going to join us live. You've probably seen him at festivals, at schools, or farmers markets, or maybe at kids' parties, making those giant bubbles, and the kids absolutely lose their minds. But after thieves stole the Bubble Man's van and all his equipment, the community is now rallying around him, and he's going to join us live coming up at 9:30. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
The World Cup, as you know, is just a couple of weeks away. Hundreds of thousands of visitors are going to be pouring into Seattle. But right now, Mayor Katie Wilson says the city's new security cameras around the stadiums should only be activated if there is a specific, credible threat. And that is not sitting well with Seattle City Council member Rob Saka.
Waiting for a purported credible threat before activating those tools is far too reactive. For an event of this magnitude, we're failing to meet the moment.
Now, Saka showed up to a council meeting yesterday wearing his Boston Marathon jacket. He was holding the medal that he earned the day of the 2013 bombing. He told council members that he and his wife were actually running the race when those bombs exploded. And he says that experience forever changed how he views public safety and surveillance technology. And he argues that Seattle already has the cameras installed and approved, and it's time to turn them on.
It is about readiness. It is about giving law enforcement every single available tool to protect residents, workers, visitors, and families gathering in our great city.
We will have Rob Saka join us at 10:30. But, Gee, you know that Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes, when he was on our show, he also said officers working with those the cameras are 3 times more likely to make arrests, and he wants them turned on as well.
Yeah. When you were talking that way, Ursula, the first thing I came up with is this is a reminder that we have to stop letting politics override common sense. You see, when we have politics and things said to help with our political agendas or narratives, we get things like defund the police, right? That's what ends up happening. Like that wasn't common sense, but that was politics that overrides common sense and what the people actually need and want. And then the next part, Ursula, and I'm glad we're going to have Rob Saka here on the show. They talk about we need to wait for there to be a credible threat. And I think that Rob Saka, what he did by wearing his Boston Marathon shirt and bringing the medal, what he did in that action right there, I can't even say anything to that. Here is someone with a lived experience. You see, a lot of times, I said this before, a lot of folks, they like to govern with their thesis statement and their education or lack thereof, but they're in these situations, but sometimes lived experience of actually being out and about. And if you don't have the lived experience, go and ask the people. Go find out what the people in Seattle are saying about cameras. Go to the neighborhoods where people live, because I know you probably don't have people that live in those neighborhoods, but go to those people and ask them about cameras.
And don't only listen to the ACLU. Now, I understand Mayor Wilson's concerns about privacy, about oversight, making sure the surveillance technology is not abused. Those are valid conversations to have. But the World Cup is when? A couple of weeks from now?
Couple weeks.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of visitors will be flooding into this area. And this is exactly the kind of moment where leadership means preparing before something happens, not trying to do cleanup afterward, not reacting afterward. And waiting for a credible threat sounds, I'm sorry, it sounds really naive.
Don't you want to be proactive? Imagine if Long Live Mark told you and you said, hey, Mark, do you want me to lock the door? No. Just wait for it to be the credible threat. Then we'll lock it.
Wait till we find out that the robbers are actually at the door. Then lock it. This is not the time for Seattle to be caught flat-footed. Mm-hmm. And this is, I feel, where her lack of experience is glaring at the moment. Okay, Meta just dropped another bomb on Seattle's tech economy, and this region is getting hit harder than almost anywhere else in the country. Nearly 1,400 workers in King County are losing their jobs after Meta's latest round of layoffs. This is according to a new state filing. Bellevue taking the biggest hit with nearly 700 cuts. Seattle lost another 260 workers. Redmond's going to lose more than 200 more. And that does not even include the hundreds of remote workers across the state. UW business professor Jeff Schulman tells KIRO 7 TV, yeah, you remember when Meta expanded dramatically in the Seattle area during the pandemic?
Seattle, Bellevue, the Pacific Northwest has really flourished with tech's boom over the last decade, and now we're feeling the consequences as tech decides to peel back.
Now, while workers are being shown the door, the company is spending unprecedented amounts of money on chips, servers, and data centers in an all-out AI arms race. Meta says it could spend up to $145 billion this year on AI alone.
You should have heard my Walking with G this morning.
Oh.
You should have heard it.
What was the conversation on Walking with G?
Well, let me ask you this first. Ursula, you ever been to the Ballard Locks?
I sure have.
Okay, so check this out. Yesterday, in the Ballard Locks, they had this yacht pull up, right? This yacht. Ursula, I mean, it's beautiful.
There are a few of them.
No, listen now.
Yeah,
This is good. It's 387 feet long, right? It is $300 million. Ursula, this yacht is, don't cut me off now. I'm cooking.
Okay, keep going.
This yacht is
It is gorgeous. I'm seeing a picture now.
Yeah, $300 million, right? But here's the thing, Ursula. When it pulls into the Seattle area, the owner, he's not on it. The owner of the yacht is down in Cali still because he still got to write that paperwork for the 1,400 incredible people to be laid off. Now, some would say, gee, come on now. It's just a coincidence. Yeah, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence that Mark Zuckerberg's $300 million yacht pulls up into the Ballard Locks. Matter of fact, I got a buddy of mine that has an office, and he's staring right at it, and he sends me a picture. And when you see this yacht, this yacht is huge. So remember.
It is.
All of the data folks, the engineers, the folks that helped build this company. And remember, they didn't cut these folks because Meta isn't making money. These folks are being cut because you just said $145 billion is being spent.
Just this year on AI.
Just this year?
Uh-huh.
Now, if you want to break that down, let's break that down. That's 1,400 workers. That would be $100 million per worker. So when you break down the numbers right there, they are doing it to buy machines, AI. So the same people that helped build this company are getting replaced. Not by the yacht, but by machines. Yeah. And while the stock market is just beautiful. I know, G, they say, G, every time you get on that Walking with G, you keep talking about affordability. You keep talking about the broken system. G, why don't you're always complaining all the time. And it's happening right here in your face.
I mean, okay, take a look at the Seattle Times has a picture of this yacht. Take a look at it. The timing. I mean, that is just harsh. Okay.
It was this morning, it was my entire Walking with G was this topic right here.
Wow.
With the yacht and all.
Wow. Okay. So I want to put something positive out there. And what I'm about to say is not to minimize how painful this is for the people who are losing their jobs. I mean, getting laid off right now in an area that is expensive is terrifying. I also don't think this means that Seattle's tech industry is collapsing. Because just yesterday, we were talking about, so Meta, yeah, Microsoft, Amazon, they're cutting jobs, but there are companies like Anthropic we were talking about, NVIDIA, others that are also expanding here. So the reality is Seattle still has one of the deepest tech talent pools in the world. That hasn't changed. But what changing, of course, is the type of work and what they're prioritizing. And let's just remove the part of Mark Zuckerberg being a jerk for sending his yacht. I mean, did you see that people were booing it?
I saw the whole thing.
But for years, what I was going to say is for years, Seattle has built huge parts of our economy around the nonstop tech growth. And when we were talking about all the cranes here, et cetera, housing, restaurants, all of it built around all this tech.
Yeah.
And with the industry shifting toward AI, different priorities, et cetera, I mean, the ones who survive are the ones who are going to be able to pivot. That includes the city, the county, and the individual.
You know what? I didn't know you were going to go there, but I'm glad you did. Because what you just did is now you segue into, well, let's go and get an example of a city that was really known, the way Seattle's known for the tech area, right? Let's go to Detroit. Let's see what happened in Detroit in the 70s and 80s. Now, when I would go see family members in the 80s, Ursula, they were doing really well. A lot of people were doing really well because of the car industry, right? But what happened is the cars, they started to get innovative. They started to get things, so they didn't need as many workers. Now, don't get me wrong, cars are still being made. You just don't need as many people as you once did. So the car folks are doing fine. But the people that helped build that place, yeah, they weren't able to send their kids to private schools anymore. They weren't able to really do those things. So let's talk about here. Yeah, these tech companies, look at the stock market. They're fine. These tech companies are making money hand over fist. The people.
Yes.
That is so you said whoever's left will be able to make a pivot? Yeah, whoever's left. The same thing that happened to Detroit, whoever's left. So what I'm saying is right now, the 1,400 people, and that doesn't count the other tech folks.
Well, I think it was like over 8,000 already.
I mean, it's crazy.
A lot.
So, but this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, like if there was a beginning, like a movie, beginning, middle, and end. Let's see if we can agree on something. Where are we with this whole AI thing and taking over jobs? Are we in the beginning, the middle, or the end?
Oh, we're at the very beginning. Yeah, we are at the very beginning. And again, the faster you can pivot, and it's easier said than done. I get it. I'm just saying that whether it's you as the individual, you as the city, you as the county, you don't have a choice. It's here. It's changing. It's changing the marketplace. It's changing the industry. But there are other opportunities within that. I mean, and you have no choice but to try to adjust. And the ones who do the best are the ones who can adjust.
Sure.
Sadly. Okay, we've talked about this. What happened to that $13 million the King County Regional Homelessness Authority cannot fully account for? Do you remember that big fat number that was bouncing around? Well, there's this new corrective action report that was obtained by KIRO 7 TV. And gee, when I say it paints a stunning picture, that is an understatement. The agency was handling hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars without some of the most basic financial controls in place. And during a meeting where the report was presented yesterday, even King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai, who co-chairs the agency, questioned why safeguards are only being put in place right now.
An organization of this size should absolutely have always had those proper financial controls in place from the very beginning.
Okay, so right now, KCRHA says the money isn't simply missing. They claim that they have identified about $1.5 million in unspent funds. They've figured out and reconciled another $1 million in questionable transactions, and they're still trying to claw back or track down more money. So they're saying, wait, don't dissolve us yet. And while the county executive sounded frustrated, he stopped short of calling for the agency to be dismantled, saying maybe the system can still be fixed. And he didn't say it outright like that, but hinted that maybe it's not done. However, the critics, like King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn, are comparing this agency to the Titanic and accusing leadership of rearranging the deck chairs.
Was the authority set up to fail with this program?
I think you could put the best manager that we have in the world out there. I still think it would still fail.
Yeah. You know, I had some other things to say, but I see we're running short on time, so I'm just going to leave it with an analogy that I just came up with just now. So 13 million is the number that was missing. Okay, let's do this. Let's not do 13 million. Let's pretend like let's throw me for an example. I go to Lillian, right? And right now in my house, $13,000 is not accounted for. Right there. And so I say, look, hey, babe, I know the 13,000 is missing. So here's what's going to happen. What I did is I wrote a corrective action report. And then she's like, oh, okay, I see the report, but where's the 13,000? Well, and who's responsible for the 13,000? Was it the cats? And I say, no. I'm telling you, I wrote a corrective action report, and going further in the future, we're going to have better internal corrective practices to make sure that we don't lose that. I'm just saying, like, well, I can't speak for everybody.
And the 13,000 that she gave you that money for, whatever problem that you were supposed to fix with that has gotten worse.
Yep.
That's pretty much what we're talking about here.
Yeah. I really hate talking about these folks still. Get rid of the damn thing, please. There's nothing else to talk about. Don't you guys, you don't get it. You keep trying to, it's like if I was in my house again, my wife just wants to know where the damn 13,000 is. And if I can't find the 13,000, what the heck happened to it? Yeah. We got to get to the bottom of it.
And what have you done with it? Have you improved anything? The King County Regional Homelessness Authority has become an abject failure in public trust and accountability. They're asking for another chance. And simply the answer is no. It should be dismantled. And that does not mean abandoning people doing real work on the ground. Oh. There are providers out there who are helping people every day and proving that they can manage funds and produce results. Those organizations should continue to be supported. But this agency, as it is constructed right now, has got to go.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Exactly.
You got no time for one more? Okay. Hey, coming up at 9:47, look, we got a lot of stuff going on in the show because, as you all know, at 10:30, in the next hour, 10:30, Seattle City Council member Rob Saka will join the show. That happens at 10:30. And up next, have you guys ever heard of the Bubble Man? That's maybe he came to your school. Maybe he come to a fair. You've seen him. A lot of folks know who the Bubble Man is. Anyway, he's going to be a guest on our show. This person's van and equipment was recently stolen. We talk about that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
My friend Jonathan from DUI Heroes says DUI arrests increase around holiday weekend. So if you or someone you know is pulled over for DUI, contact DUI Heroes immediately. They'll defend the person and not the mistake. DUIs can be very complicated, but there's always a person behind the action, a person who needs help getting their life back together. That is what DUI Heroes helps with. Your DUI defense specialist, 1-800-DUI Heroes. That number is answered 24/7. DUIHeroes.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply, and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with
because
you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Recovery efforts today at a deadly chemical tank implosion in Longview are considered risky. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake reports live from the scene. Corin.
Katrina, Fire Chief Scott Goldstein with Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue says this continued recovery operation is a challenge because the ruptured tank that spilled massive amounts of the caustic chemical white liquor remains unstable.
We believe that there could be a potential of 90,000 gallons remaining in that tank.
And that means high risk for emergency responders as they seek to recover the 9 persons still unaccounted for after Tuesday's implosion. 1 person is confirmed dead. 9 more suffered injuries. Live in Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. The State
Workers
Department of
from falling
Labor
off
and Industry
equipment
says
and
the
not
company
requiring
that owns
face
the
masks
Longview
during the
plant has been
pandemic
cited
to one
several
incident where an
times for
employee
safety
had their finger
violations. KIRO News
amputated.
Radio's
Also,
Luke
there have
Ducey
been
has more.
2 LNI investigations into the company, according to records. One of those was opened just 2 months ago after an anonymous complaint about a valve from not protecting workers from falling off equipment and not requiring face masks failed and pandemic to one incident where an employee had their finger amputated. Also, there have been 2 LNI investigations into the company, according to records. One of those was opened just 2 months ago after an anonymous complaint about a valve on a tank holding ammonia. There was also a complaint about a drain that reportedly failed and created a sinkhole, according to LNI. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's Children's Hospital says it's grateful for the continued support of its Laurelhurst community and neighbors as the community council discussions continue over helicopter landings. In a post on X, the hospital says a request was submitted by the city of Seattle to end oversight of helipad landings. That oversight has been in place for years, but hospital leaders say removing it would streamline emergency transport for critically ill children. The hospital says it looks forward to working with the city council on next steps as the review process moves forward. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding the suspects who gunned down a 17-year-old Braylon Diaz in Parkland on Sunday night. Deputies say Diaz was walking with his girlfriend near 102nd Street South and Sheridan Avenue South when a vehicle stopped. The suspects robbed Diaz of jewelry, then shot him before speeding away. KIRO 7 TV spoke with Diaz's mother before his vigil last night.
God, I didn't want it to be real. I still don't want it to be real. I want to wake up from this. He gave them what they wanted, and they still took it from me. From everybody.
Detectives released surveillance video and are focusing on a car of interest, a small red door Ford sedan. You can see video on mynorthwest.com. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. It's still a struggle from the south end with about an hour drive. It's 1 hour from Olympia to Tacoma. There's a 5-mile backup from Lacey through DuPont. Federal Way to Seattle's also 1 hour. There's a major backup on the West Seattle Bridge all the way to the golf course. Renton to Bellevue, 45 minutes. Valley Freeway, about 40 minutes. And this traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. For your forecast, warmer temperatures today with peaks of sunshine. Highs will reach the low 70s. Right now, it's about 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. For 45 years, he's been bringing joy to kids all across Western Washington with giant bubbles, handmade wands, and a whole lot of hearts. My kids among them who've really enjoyed Bubble Man. But recently, thieves stole Gary Golightly's van and much of the equipment that he spent decades building by hand. Yet somehow, despite all of this, he still sounds more hopeful than bitter. And we are happy to say that we have Gary the Bubble Man live now on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Gee and Ursula.
So when did you realize your van was gone? We just had a technical problem, but I'm hoping that we can reestablish. Did you see him just for that brief moment, Gee?
Yeah. I got to see him. I mean, before hopefully we get him back.
Yes.
People like him, I don't think they realize how much joy they bring to people. And as soon as I saw him, now you all had when I was growing up in Chicago, we had Bozo the Clown. And every single morning before school, I watched Bozo the Clown. That was great. And what did you guys have? JP Patches here.
Yes.
And then, of course, you have the Bubble Man. And the Bubble Man, like you said, your kids have seen Bubble Man. My kids have seen Bubble Man. And my point that I wanted to bring up is these are special people that have been brought joy into the world.
Yes.
And they won't have a $300 million yacht like Mark Zuckerberg.
No.
But I'm telling you, they bring richness to the world, the love, and just seeing him for that split second, seeing what he was wearing, that was amazing.
Yeah, he had a big purple hat. Mm-hmm. And the thing, if you haven't seen the story, he has a van that he had all his equipment in, mm-hmm. and it was stolen. They've recovered the van, but apparently the equipment is still not there. Yeah. I mean, and for years and years and years, I mean, he's been collecting all this equipment. Mm-hmm. And what's happened though is now they've got people in the community who are rallying to help him. There is a GoFundMe that has been set up. Someone actually loaned him a car after hearing the story. Mm-hmm. And I believe we have the Bubble Man on now, back on the Gee and Ursula Show. Are you there, Gary?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so sorry about the technical stuff, but a lot of this equipment that was stolen couldn't be replaced online, right? You built a lot of it yourself over decades? Okay, I think we're just going to have to... I think maybe the Bubble Man's great with the bubbles, mm-hmm. but the technical stuff.
Yeah, not working right here.
Yeah, no.
So he got the van back, but he opens up the van and all of his equipment is gone. And I'm glad that there is a GoFundMe about this. But I want to talk about that feeling. And the one thing I wanted to ask him about was the feeling that he had when he got the van and he opened the van up and it's empty. Because I've had that feeling twice. And I'm going to tell you, and by the way, if you're out there and you're listening and maybe you work with tools and it's your job, have you ever gone out to your vehicle, your work vehicle, and all of your tools were gone? And maybe you're not working for a company, you're working for yourself. And you guys know tools are expensive. Car detailing equipment is very expensive. And Ursula, the first time that it happened to me, when I go out there, I was living in West Seattle at the time. I was living right off of Trenton by Westwood Village, and somebody had broken in, taken all of my equipment out of the van, and when they took it all out, the generator was gone, the pressure washer was gone, the tank was gone, everything. And you want to talk about hopeless, that type of feeling.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of feeling that makes you want to quit. Now, look, my man's been doing this for 45 years. So he's been doing it for 45 years, so I'm quite sure maybe...
Yeah, and he's 73 years old right now. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask him. And we're just having all sorts of technical problems, so I just don't think we're going to be able to do it. But I want to see if his bubble-blowing days are still... Are there going to be more? Mm-hmm. What keeps him going? Mm-hmm. I think the response from the community has been a beautiful thing. What did you find out, Chef?
So he's having a little difficulty with his camera, and I tried getting him on the phone, and his phone keeps dropping. So, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Well, just know that there are ways to help out. There is like I said, a GoFundMe that we've put on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. If you have been touched by the Bubble Man in terms of bringing joy to your kid's life, because that is something that he is so passionate about, that maybe you can help out.
Well, look, I never in school, I loved bubbles as a kid. As a matter of fact, truth be told, I still love to do some bubbles right now. But I want to ask this of all of you listening, and I would love for you to text in. So here's one for you. Tell us something that came to your school when you were younger that was pretty fun and cool. I'll start. Man, when that snake
reptile
came,
man.
We know the reptile man here exists, but when the snakes and the reptiles came to my school, No, I got far away. I was not going to touch it. I was scared, but it was so cool to see because these are things that I saw on TV all the time, and to see them real, and I'm just like, no, I'm scared. What's something that came to your school that you remember to this day was pretty cool? Ursula?
I'm trying to think. We didn't have that kind of fun stuff at the schools that I went to. Honestly.
No, things are more, I will say, things have gotten a lot more fun today than back in the day. The most fun some of us used to have was the TV coming in.
But I remember even the yo-yo performers that would come to the school.
Oh, somebody just texts in the yo-yo guy.
Yeah, the yo-yo guy. And for like a month or two, there'd be every kid in the school had a yo-yo. But there were only 3 kids who actually got good at it, and everybody was super jealous of the kids that had the yo-yos. You could do all the tricks, flip them over the shoulder, underneath the arms, do it in the triangle, do the little tick-tock motion back and forth.
Now, when the circus would come to town, Ringling Brothers, when they would come to town, one time they had some of the clowns come to our school, and they were doing some of the juggling stuff.
You had Ringling Brothers?
Yes, had come to the school.
Man, that's a school.
And Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi, shout out to that on 49th and King Drive in Chicago, came to the school and it was doing all the kind of stuff. It was cool then until I saw the movie It. Once I saw the movie It, I was kind of cooked.
That ruined clowns for a generation.
Yeah,
generations.
Yes, it did.
Will in Puyallup said Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, yeah.
See, I didn't get any of that fun
I never
stuff.
got that at my school.
Like, I think the best thing was, substitute teacher rolling in the TV.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, we do need to talk right now. As you all know, the Knicks, some of you Knicks fans out there, you guys are getting ready to go to the NBA Finals, and we'll see who they play against when it comes to the Oklahoma City Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs. But here's the thing. Have y'all heard how much someone bought a pair of tickets for? It's a median home price. Explain next. Gee Ursula.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. a $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead, explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Hey, we got a lot of stuff happening in the 10 o'clock hour, including 10:30. Seattle City Council member Rob Saka will join the show. By the way, it is the first time that we've had Rob on the show, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, in the 10 o'clock hour, have you ever done a subscribe and save with Amazon? Yeah. We're going to tell you some news about that, and maybe I have a couple of lessons that maybe will help you in this whole thing. But right now, we do need to talk about the NBA Finals. I know. Look, I know it's a sore topic here in the Seattle area, considering the Seattle does not have a team 18 years later. And meanwhile, the team down in Oklahoma City, the Thunder, they won the NBA Finals last season, and they might go back to the finals this season. We'll see how that goes. They got to beat the Spurs with that. However, the Knicks, they swept 4-0. They're going to be in the NBA Finals, and this is the first time the Knicks are headed back to the finals for the first time in 27 years. If you know a Knicks fan, you know that right now they are obnoxious right now. Shout out to the Jacksons. But here's the thing that I want to talk about, Ursula. The market right now for Knicks. 2 courtside seats at the Garden just sold on StubHub for $279,000. 2 seats.
Why?
1 game. 3 hours. Floor seats. $279,000. Now, I'm not going to do this, Ursula. I'm not hating on them because that's great. It's awesome that you could be able to do that. You can do what you want to with your own money. I just wanted to just say, whoa. Whoa. That's all I want to say about it. That's all I can say. It's just, wow. $279,000 for, and by the way, that's not even necessarily a game 7 or anything like that, because you don't know if it's going to go 7 games. That is just floor seats for the first Knicks game.
I mean, think about it. And one of the notes in our story is that that's equivalent to the median price of a home in much of this country. Still, not here. But what event can you think of that if you had just endless amounts of money that would be worth something like that?
I'll tell
seriously,
you.
What event?
Nothing. That's number one. Not even close. But the biggest example, when you ask that question, the biggest thing that I can give you guys is this. I'm a Seahawk fan. I love this organization. I don't have to tell you guys that. You guys know that. And some of you all love this organization too. Okay? As much as I love the Seahawks, I was there at the Super Bowl this past year. It was a phenomenal experience. It was great seeing the Seahawks win. But Ursula, as much as I love the Seahawks, there is a price point for me. And I think my price point and someone else's price point might be subjective. But when the price point, let's just say a pair of tickets to the Seahawks Super Bowl is, let's say it's $15,000 or let's say it's $20,000. Okay, somebody might do that. But when you're talking about $279,000, that right there points to the wealth gap in this country. That's crazy. For an experience that's going to last how long? So is it bad, Ursula, that is that possible to even sell that? What is that?
Oh, they're not, I'm going to guess they're not buying it to sell it.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, is it bad that it's even for sale? Is it bad that on the secondary market that we allow for tickets to be $279,000?
No, because no one's putting a gun to your head to buy it. I mean, that is the free market. And if someone's willing to pay it, then that's on you.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I just don't, I can't wrap my head around that. And I'm just trying to think of what experience would I be willing to pay just an inordinate amount of money?
And
like what would it be? So you mentioned Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
The top one for me would be the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. That would be my top price. So what would your top, whatever your top price is, what event would that be for you?
And I'm trying to think if even an artist, I mean, the artists that I would have paid a lot of money for are no longer alive.
Okay.
Like I would have paid a huge amount of money to watch Prince, for example. I'm thinking that maybe I would pay a lot of money to watch Kelly Clarkson in Vegas. But even that, I mean, I don't even allow myself to pay a lot of money to watch something at the Sphere that I think is interesting. I'm just not in that mindset yet.
Right.
But, it depends on how big your budget is.
Well, speaking of budget, we're going to be seeing it right here. World Cup is coming up in a few weeks. We're going to see it right here in Seattle. And by the way, if you all know someone going to the World Cup, send us some numbers. What's the biggest ticket that you know of personally that you know of someone going? Because I don't really know.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. Other than what I sold or in an auction when I was auctioneering, that was in the very beginning, and those went for the pair of tickets went for $17,000.
Wow,
that's the biggest. But, but I've been maybe it's higher than that.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Hey, we got a big show coming up. We got 10:30. Make sure you stick around for that. Seattle City Council member Rob Saka will join the show.
Well, and people might be wondering, well, why should I stick around to hear him? Well, he did something yesterday that really brought home the reason why we need to have cameras turned on while the World Cup is here.
Sure did. Yes, he did. And boy, did he bring it home. So we'll ask him about that. But up next, subscribe and save. Have you done that on Amazon before? What'd you think about it? Because right now, there's a lawsuit. We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Kids are full of energy, but keeping them active in their teen years can be a challenge. Aim for an hour of physical activity every day. If they like sports, that's a great place to start. Keep the focus on fun, not winning, and encourage your child to do a variety of activities. If your child isn't meeting that 60-minute goal, gradually increase their activity in ways they enjoy. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Negotiations between Iran and the U.S. remain stalled. President Trump at a cabinet meeting this hour says Iran wants to make a deal, but Iran state media says the latest memo from Tehran does not signal Iran giving up its nuclear ambitions or patrolling the Strait of Hormuz. A runoff race in Texas, ending the political career of John Cornyn after Ken Paxton, backed by President Trump, won. He takes on Democrat James Tallarico in the midterms. Here's ABC's Lina Moise.
While President Trump has been able to sway primary voters, polls show Republicans face an uphill battle in general elections this fall because of the war in Iran and inflation. This town hall in Nebraska turning contentious last night as Republican Congressman Mike Flood faced questions from the war to the White House ballroom project.
In Washington state, one person is dead following a chemical tank collapse at a paper mill. Recovery efforts continuing for 9 still missing. This is ABC News. According to new reports, there could be another Olympic Games for New York State.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she wants to bring the Winter Olympics back to the Empire State. The idea would team up New York City with Lake Placid for a future bid, possibly for the 2042 Games. Hochul told The Athletic that she had significant meetings regarding bringing the Winter Olympics back to the state. Lake Placid already has Olympic history. It hosted the 1932 and 1980 Winter Games, including the famous Miracle on Ice when the United States hockey team shocked the Soviet Union. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
A change in leadership for the Minneapolis Police Department after Chief Brian O'Hara resigned from his position Tuesday night. O'Hara resigning following reports he interfered with an investigation into alleged sexual misconduct with city employees. Actor Matthew Perry's live-in assistant set to be sentenced later today for administering that fatal dose of ketamine that killed the Friends actor back in 2023. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Recovery efforts are underway for the 9 workers still missing after a massive implosion at the Nippon Dino Wave plant in Longview. Seattle police are investigating a double shooting in the Central District that left a man and a woman seriously hurt. Officers were called around 10 last night to the 100 block of Bourne Avenue and found a man shot in the abdomen and a woman shot in the upper thigh. The suspect took off before officers arrived. The Covington man accused of throwing a large rock at an endangered Hawaiian monk seal continues to face intense backlash. Ignore Liflin-Chuck's attorney says his client has been physically assaulted, threatened, and doxxed since this video went viral.
Why would you throw a rock at it? Hello?
He even received a package at his home containing what appeared to be feces. Litvinchuk is charged with violations of the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. If convicted, he faces up to 1 year in prison for each charge. He's due in court today at 1:30 this afternoon. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. It is still a struggle out there from the south end with a 1-hour drive right now into Seattle. Olympia Tacoma, about 1 hour. There's a 5-mile backup still through Lacey through DuPont. The DuPont gate remains closed through JBLM. Better way to Seattle, still an hour. Major backup on the West Seattle Bridge is getting better. Renton to Bellevue, about 45 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, about 30 minutes. Valley Freeway, about 35 minutes as well. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss 8 firework nights this season, presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Emergency responders in Longview face a dangerous day of recovery efforts as they search the wreckage of Tuesday's massive chemical tank implosion. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake has this report from the scene.
With 1 person confirmed dead and 9 still missing, the grim reality is this implosion at Nippon Dino Wave could end up being one of the state's deadliest industrial accidents. And recovering those missing workers could be easier said than done because the ruptured tank still contains tens of thousands of gallons of white liquor, the caustic chemical used in paper manufacturing that spilled out of this ruptured tank. Officials understandably consider the tank unstable, and today's hoped-for recovery of those still missing will proceed only if responders can do so safely. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Hundreds gathered downtown last night for a vigil for the victims.
To sing God's praise.
organizer and former mayor of Longview, Spencer Boudreau, tells KIRO 7 TV.
You know, when anything happens down at the mills, we all know somebody affected. You know, this is probably the worst job site disaster we've had here ever.
Officials will provide an update at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Meanwhile, the King County Regional Homelessness Authority says it's beginning to recover some of the nearly $13 million flagged in a recent audit. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson has details.
Of the more than $4 million an audit found was overspent, $1.5 million was found. Of the $8 million the audit author says is missing, $1 million was found.
The corrective plan is their best shot.
King County Council member Reagan Dunn.
In the meantime, that agency should do the very best it can to get the contracts out the door with appropriate supervision.
Dunn voted to create the RHA 7 years ago, but after the audit, he has sponsored legislation to end it completely.
Now for your KIRO News Radio weather. Warmer temperatures today with lots of sunshine. Highs will reach the low 70s. Right now, it's about 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Yes, it is Wednesday already. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the 10 o'clock hour. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we got a jump start to the week.
Sure did.
Having Monday off for those of us who did have it off. Shout out to Roger in University Place, who starts off our morning saying, good morning, everybody. Love and hugs all around. And I also want to do a shout out to Tom, who texts us. And he's just one of those most loving people who just every day wants us to know how much he appreciates us.
Yeah, and Tom, I just want you to know that your positive messages all the
Seriously.
time do not go unseen.
Yes.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, if you've got a positive message or maybe not so positive message, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
You know negative messages and negative things coming out of your mouth make you have a nasty mouth.
Yes, I do. And you remember it cuts years from your life, staying in that vortex of negativity.
Like, hey, I got another tooth decay. I don't know what happened. All right, what do you got, Ursula?
What's new at 10?
No more cavities for me, please. So you've probably seen the subscribe and save offer when you order something from Amazon. Pops up quite a bit. The company is now being sued over claims that the program doesn't actually save customers money long term. Pennsylvania couple says they signed up for automatic coffee deliveries because Amazon was promising them discounts of up to 15%. But according to their lawsuit, the price kept creeping up month after month from about $17 to nearly $29 in less than a year. So their lawsuit claims cheaper options for the exact same coffee were still available from other sellers on Amazon's own site, but customers enrolled in these automatic shipments were not clearly shown those lower prices before their next order was processed. And the suit accuses Amazon of essentially counting that you are going to be too busy to notice that those increases are happening and you won't be able to cancel on time. And so this suit was filed in federal court here in Western Washington, and it alleges violations of the State Consumer Protection Act. My question is, if you signed up for those automatic deliveries, should companies be required to guarantee that you're actually still getting the best deal?
That's kind of a loaded question a little bit. Like in the very beginning, when you go to subscribe and save, so it's like, hey, look, this price that you want to buy this product, but if you subscribe and maybe have it come to you once a month or every couple weeks, you can save $4 right now on this price. So, for an example, there's a cat litter that I get all the time, and so I signed up for it. The thing is a few days before it hits your account, you get an email telling you that it's coming. Now, yes, sometimes you do see like, oh, okay, there's been a price jump. Disclaimer, everyone. I just want everybody to know, and I know people want to blame the CCA, but right now there's a lot of things that are going up in price, literally every single day. So when you lock in that subscribe and save, that does not mean that you're going to keep the same price for 6 months. Now, I get it. You went to go do it. You thought you were getting the savings. After like 6 months, maybe you're like me. I don't pay attention to my work email. Maybe you don't pay attention to your email with the upcoming. So after like 6 months, you're like, hey, when I bought it, it was $25. It's now $30 that I'm doing it. Hey, lawsuit on Amazon. So technically, how about this? Now I'm assuming Amazon is going to have to do a little bit better of a job telling you. So we got the email, right? And then maybe before you get ready to go to Amazon again, because maybe you check Amazon every single day, there's some big banner that says in red, just letting you know that here comes your subscription. So you might want to cancel if you don't like the price.
Now, if the lawsuit proves that Amazon was intentionally hiding those cheaper options or manipulating the pricing to trap you, that's a big problem. Yeah. But in my opinion, if the company was sending notices and you just ignored it, or you, like you said, you don't open up your email, I mean, doesn't that fall into personal responsibility? Right? I mean, I think there has to be some personal responsibility as well. I'm guilty of, every once in a while, I'll have to do an audit of what have I signed up for? What am I paying for that I don't even know? For example, I thought it would be a good idea to learn how to play piano with an app, and I signed up for it, and then I realized, wait a minute. I signed up. I had a free trial period, and in that trial period, I used it 0 times.
Right.
I mean, the road to hell was paved with great intentions, and I had great intentions, but I never did it. So, thankfully, I was able to ask them, hey, I didn't get it by the deadline. I mean, I was like a day late. I said, can I still? I don't want it. I don't want to use it. I caught it. Otherwise, I would have been just paying for that thing, never using it.
Yeah, agree. And you recognize that now, right?
Yes.
And so this goes for folks that's like, hey, I don't have time to check the email. So here's my word.
Or check your credit card statements.
Well, here's my advice going forward. This will help you out. If you know that you're someone that's like, hey, man, I just set it and forget it. I don't really care. I don't really pay attention and all that kind of stuff. Then the subscribe and save isn't for you. You need to go with the individual click, buy now, done. Yeah. Or I don't buy. Just don't stay away from the subscribe and save. Because, by the way, I only have that on right now. I only just have it on the cat litter.
The cat litter.
That's it. It's right there. I had it on some other things, but I just kept it on the cat litter because for some reason the cat litter keeps staying the same price.
Yeah.
Y'all better not mess it up for me.
Yeah. I think you're both right. I'm one of the people, like, I get so many emails from Amazon. I don't open them. Like, I miss anything that's important in my personal email inbox. I miss because I get so many emails from companies. Okay, that's on me if I don't check it. And maybe this isn't lawsuit worthy, but can't we go back to a time where you should just be able to trust that the relationship that you have with a company that's longstanding isn't one in which they're just going to continually try to screw you?
That's not how I know. I love that idea, but that's not how.
You mean when they present it as, hey, save this money when you subscribe, no. You should believe the opposite?
Just like Starbucks knows when they sell those.
That's the world we're living in, but it's sad.
When Starbucks sells those gift cards, they know that. I mean, how many times people don't use the gift cards? They're not going to give you like, hey, just a reminder, you have a gift card. No.
How many of you guys
it's part of their business model.
How many of you guys got gift cards right now tucked away in the drawer?
Right?
Matter of fact,
I have a restaurant.
Before you look in that drawer, tell me the gift cards that you have in the drawer. Yeah. You probably don't even know what they are. You're like, oh, they're in there, but I don't know what they are.
Okay. You know what I had to do? I have them taped up on the wall in our bedroom. Because some of them are like date ideas, restaurants. I have to tape them up there to remember what we have.
And I don't think you're alone. And that is part of their business model. So again, if it was deliberate manipulation, and that does happen, and if they could prove that, then I'm all in favor of this lawsuit. But I think that we got to remember.
Before we move on, you know how sometimes people ask and they say, I don't understand how these athletes blow through their money. I don't understand how what do you mean you made $50 million and you don't know where it's gone? How you do anything is how you do everything. If you can't balance $20, you can't balance $50 million.
That's so true.
What's the next one you got, Ursula?
Okay, well, we always hear about the wealth exodus. And right now, thousands of wealthy King County residents are flooding out of the county? So the news has Snohomish and Pierce County treasurers rubbing their hands together.
You're gonna do, Derek? Show me the money!
So, the Puget Sound Business Journal reports that King County lost more than 68,000 tax filers in 2023, taking with them a net loss of about $2.2 billion when you're talking about adjusted gross income. So plenty of people also moved into King County, but the people generally leaving made more money than those people arriving. And where are they going? According to this report, it says mostly Snohomish and Pierce counties. And for most of the people who left, it's about housing. And if you haven't checked recently, the median home price in King County is now close to $860,000. In Pierce County, we're talking about $580,000. That's not chump change. That's the difference between a garage, a yard, and a home that may not require tens of thousands of dollars in repairs. Seattle University economist Joseph Phillips told the Business Journal that Seattle has, quote unquote, cooled off and does not have the same national reputation that it once did. And we've talked about just today, Meta layoffs at Amazon, Microsoft likely playing a role. But this all happened before the state passed that nearly 10% tax on income above $1 million. So you can't blame the millionaire tax for the wealthy people who are leaving King County and moving to places like Pierce and Snohomish counties.
All right. I want to tell you guys something. Ursula sent this to our group, this article. She sent this to me this morning, and I was in the gym. And when I'm in the gym every single morning, that is my time where you guys know I work out. But at the same time, I'm also listening to the latest on a lot of economic stuff. So when Ursula sent this, it literally, I could not get into the article. I can only see the headline. And so when I saw the headline, and let me explain what the headline is. It's wealthy King County residents leave with billions as lower income newcomers arrive. And then there is a photo of this guy grabbing a tree with a whole bunch of dollars in it, and he's going away. Now, if you don't read the article yet and you just read the headline, I want to ask, what does that headline say to you? When it says wealthy King County residents leave with billions as lower income newcomers arrive. In the same heat of what's going on centered around the millionaire's tax.
Exactly.
That is happening.
It just falls into that whole narrative of all the people who make a lot of money are
leaving.
Getting out of Dodge.
So I want to tell you guys, my blood pressure went through the roof when I saw this. And I said, here we go. Because this has been this narrative. But then I dug into it. And I first want to say that they did a great job of explaining this in the article.
Puget Sound Business Journal does a great job.
Fantastic job. The headline, I get what you did with the headline. That's another story. But the article itself is really good. So now, I read the whole thing, and here's what I want to remind y'all of. Do you remember gentrification? Remember that? Remember gentrification where folks on the block, they couldn't afford the taxes, the property taxes anymore? So a whole bunch of people in the Central District had to go away. You guys remember this, right? They had to move down to Kent and Auburn and Tacoma because a lot of people could not afford to stay in grandma's house anymore in the Central District. In the Central District, it was 90-something% black in the 70s. Today, it is less than 10%. Gentrification wasn't good then, was it? No, it was not good. But it happened. So here we are today. And the story, like you explained, Ursula, there's a lot of people that are being priced out of King County. They're going to Pierce County, coming on down here with me, and they're going to Snohomish County up there with Chef.
But what do you think is going to happen now that they're moving to Pierce and Snohomish counties? What do you think that's going to happen with the prices there?
I mean, I don't know.
They're going to go up.
Well, I mean, they'll go up. I just don't know about necessarily right now because this happened in 2022, 23, and I can tell you that in Pierce County, houses, as far as going up in price, have trickled. They have not gone up as fast as many think. So as of right now, houses are going to be what they are. But the story needs to be, and I'm glad that they talked about the layoffs. And of course, in the show, we talked about the 1,400 people from Meta that have been laid off. And we are continuing to talk about a lot of layoffs and what this is going to mean. Yes, I do. Maybe prices might go up. But the story in this, Ursula, is this. We will see what is going to happen over the next 2 and 3 years. People talking about property taxes, income tax, all that stuff for the rich, the millionaires, and all those things. But I'll say this: if we continue losing jobs in this way, then the landscape and how Seattle look is going to be different. But again, this article was. I just want to say it was well written.
Yeah.
But boy, did that headline
It
get
hooked you
me.
with the headline. Well, and think about it, though.
Charged me up.
How many people only stop at the headline and start commenting and start going off?
That's
right. I mean, that is social media today. You just look at the headline.
Yeah. Or how many people right now will take this headline and take this article and spin it to make you believe that the announcement of the 10% income tax on millionaires is the reason why people are leaving King County.
Even though this was, looking at the data from the last couple of years. Okay, speaking of money and increasing costs, have you gone to a doctor lately or a dentist? Because if you buy your own health insurance in our state, you're going to see that rates are going to be going way up again next year. And I think I mentioned when I had to call my husband and was like, what happened to our deductible this year? And I think a lot of people, because, now we're into May, and if you're just going to the doctor now, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. I don't remember having to pay that much out of pocket. And I told you that the hospital is getting really aggressive and the medical centers are getting really aggressive about paying before you even had your appointment.
Yeah.
But the state insurance commissioner's office says insurers are asking for average premium increases of more than 22% for next year's plans. And this impacts more than 280,000 people in Washington who buy insurance on the individual market instead of getting it through work. So, I mean, I feel lucky. I get it through King County because my husband works for King County. And I was still feeling a big fat difference. Even the best kind of insurance plans are different.
I want to throw myself under the bus because lately I try my best to point out. Matter of fact, I spend my days pointing out hypocrisy in a lot of these topics that we discuss. So right now I'm going to throw myself under the bus. The last time I was at the dentist was probably like 2-3 months ago. Got a dentist appointment coming up soon. And when I was there and I was getting done, she's like, "Oh, gee, you gotta pay." I was like, "Huh?" Oh, I was shocked. Okay, I paid him a little money or whatever. And it wasn't until this morning that you guys brought this topic up. CCA.
You're so funny.
CCA.
You're so funny. We're choosing joy. We're choosing joy.
That was
a joke.
Kind of sarcasm? No, it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm.
Concepts of a plan.
When you have to explain sarcasm, it's not sarcasm.
Hey, coming up next at 10:47, we do have scenarios, but we do have at 10:30 the Seattle City Council member Rob Saka, and we want to hear what he has to say about. He says, "Turn the cameras on." Turn the cameras on is kind of his message. So he joins us next. Gee Ursula.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at Life Point Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free Life Point Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office. And I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green. The winners in schools and retailers are serene. Washington lottery, Washington lottery.
Visit wallottery.com. Who benefits to learn more?
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gauchard. Life is returning to normal in Garden Grove, California after the 6-day scare that a tank full of volatile chemicals would explode at an aerospace company. At one point, 50,000 people were evacuated out of fear of the blast. That chemical has now been stabilized. More from ABC's Alex Stone in Los Angeles.
Today, all of the evacuation orders are lifted and the threat of an explosion, fire, or chemical leak are now over. According to fire commanders in Orange County, Kimberly Hansen and her pet turtle are back home.
Oh, I was so happy. It was traumatic.
All schools in Garden Grove are open again. Orange County's district attorney has launched a criminal investigation into what happened leading to the scare of a massive explosion. Alex Stone, ABC News.
In Washington, one person is dead and 9 are still missing after a chemical tank ruptured at a paper mill in Longview. The Longview Fire Department says it happened around 7:20 yesterday morning at the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility. 8 workers and a firefighter were hurt. Governor Bob Ferguson spoke at a news conference last night.
On behalf of the people of the state of Washington, I want all those individuals to know that we stand with you. We'll be here to do everything we can to help with the situation, and we'll be here as long as it takes.
It's not clear if the person who was killed worked at the mill. We'll get an update from officials at 1 this afternoon. A Seattle Sounder is heading to the FIFA World Cup. The U.S. men's national team announced midfielder Christian Roldan is on the 26-player roster.
A bunch of different emotions came to me. Number one, excitement. This is something I've been waiting for a very long time, a dream come true.
It's the second straight World Cup for Roldan. He also made the squad back in 2022 for Qatar. Roldan and Team USA will be in Seattle to face Australia on June 19th. Meanwhile, another business owner is packing up and leaving Washington. A former Microsoft executive is moving his mapping company to Idaho. According to the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red 770 AM, the co-founder of Cartographic is blaming Washington's business climate. Ben Rudolph says the economic environment here is making it too tough to operate.
What we're realizing is, the state is not really in a spot where it is able to help companies like mine grow.
So he says he's taking his business and heading east across the state border. Idaho leaders have been actively trying to recruit tech companies from the Seattle area. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle about 23 minutes right now. Linwood to Bellevue 26. Renton to Bellevue about 22 minutes. And Federal Way to Seattle about 35 minutes. And this traffic report is brought to you by the Harnish Auto Family. The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale through May 31st. Exclusive deals, 0 down, and no payments all summer on approval of credit in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family, people matter. For your KIRO News Radio forecast, warmer temperatures today, lots of sunshine on the way. Highs will reach the 70s. Right now, it's about 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gauchard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. As you know, Seattle is about to host one of the biggest international events in its history, with hundreds of thousands of visitors expected during the World Cup. But there is major debate brewing over security. Mayor Katie Wilson has paused activation of new surveillance cameras around the stadium district unless there's a specific credible threat. And that decision sparked an emotional response yesterday from Seattle City Council member Rob Saka, who joins us now on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Councilman.
Good morning. Excited to be with you here this morning, Gee. Ursula, thank you.
Okay, so you were yesterday all dressed in what you wore at the Boston Marathon. Tell us why you did that and what your message was.
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate in that, 13 years ago, before 3 kids, I was a half decent runner. And me and my wife actually ran the 2013 Boston Marathon. We were qualifiers, finishers, and turns out survivors of the 2013 Boston Marathon because, of course, that was the bombing year. I will never forget in that moment when we were quite literally clutching our marathon medals. We had just run the world's greatest marathon, the mecca of marathons, if you will. We were very proud, excited, elated, tired, exhausted. And then the first bombs went off. And we were at the family meetup location about 2 blocks away from the finish line. And in the chaos and the confusion and the terror that unfolded in those moments, I'll never forget seeing hundreds of law enforcement, paramedics, fire, rescue, putting their health and safety on the line to protect us and keep us safe. And those cameras in the city of Boston help make a difference and help investigators quickly respond, identify the attackers, and ultimately prevent further tragedies. We're hosting a big global event here in Seattle. We have the technology in place. Let's turn it on.
Councilmember, I can keep asking about the cameras, but I'm just going to go right into this. I do a scale of 1 to 10. I do this on the show all the time. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how on the same page are you, the Seattle City Council, and the mayor right now currently in the city?
I don't speak on behalf of the council.
How about you?
I appreciate
How about you?
Yeah, great question, G. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, we're about a 7 or 8 right now. And maybe even higher. And what we're seeing right now is the seams of government, the separation of powers. Council, from a legislative perspective, have already authorized, already funded, and appropriated resources for these cameras. I have a staff of 4 people in my office. The mayor has 14,000 employees. So the mayor, obviously, the executive branch obviously controls implementation, how laws are enforced, and in this case, they can choose whether to turn on the technology or not. I hope that the mayor comes around and turns on these cameras.
So, and specifically, why do you believe waiting for a credible threat before turning on the cameras is the wrong approach?
Yeah, I appreciate the mayor's kind of thinking on this and the overall good intent underlying that standard. Unfortunately, however, I believe that the credible threat standard is completely misguided, totally unworkable, and super confusing in practice, because a credible threat presupposes and assumes that we're going to understand and have information on whatever the credible threat is 100% of the time, which, as someone who in a previous life, 10-year former Air Force veteran, former Air Force intelligence officer, I've done this work as a former, I was the anti-terrorism force protection representative for my old unit. I've done this work. There's not always a credible threat known ahead of time. And so it presupposes that we're going to know, which we don't, that there is a credible threat that exists, and that once that happens, therefore, we can just turn on the camera and all be safe. It's not how this work happens in practice. And I also think that standard is misguided because it's far too reactive for something that's the size and scope of this major global event that we're hosting here in Seattle. We need to be more proactive, not reactive.
You listen to the voice of Seattle Council member Rob Saka here on the Gee and Ursula Show. So let me go to the other side, because some would say they talk about them, calling them surveillance cameras, right? And a lot of folks are worrying about the privacy part of it and how footage could end up being with federal immigration authorities. That has been a conversation. What is your honest answer to the people who are nervous about privacy issues?
Yeah. So my honest answer is really simple. Those are very valid concerns about privacy and security and whether or not it makes some of our most vulnerable immigrant and refugee neighbors susceptible to a very aggressive federal anti-immigration and exportation campaign and agenda. I understand that. That said, I will also say that I'm proud that when council previously authorized this technology, we baked in the strongest of privacy controls and the most robust of safeguards, best in the nation, to be frank, best in the nation, to prevent misuse, mishandling, and sharing, intentional or inadvertent sharing of information with federal immigration authorities. Is it 100% risk-free? No, I don't purport to make that claim. I don't know if there is such thing as zero risk, but I do think that the controls that we have baked in there are the strongest available in the nation. And so the risk is very low. And I think the overarching potential risk of us not turning on the cameras to begin with, I think is the greatest concern, especially when you think about the, again, robust privacy controls that are baked in here.
Councilman, since you made your message very clear yesterday, I also want to mention that when we had the police chief on our show, he said it was out of his hands, but he did point out that officers working with the Real-Time Crime Center are 3 times more likely to make arrests, and he is fully in favor of turning on the cameras. Are you getting any kind of movement from the mayor's office or the mayor herself?
Not since yesterday, but me and my office have continued ongoing discussions with the mayor's office on any number of things. In fact, meeting with them shortly after this conversation and to discuss a number of other things. But I respectfully do urge the mayor to do the right thing and turn on the cameras in the stadium district.
Well, just one final question before we let you go, because I know Councilmember Bob Kettle is on the same page. Would you say the majority on the council is also on the same page as you?
I haven't done an informal. It's a great question. I just haven't done an informal straw poll. I've been very clear, principled, and consistent in my own position on the matter, though, and it's coming from both a policy perspective and a personal firsthand lived experience perspective. And again, I'm excited to work with the mayor, to make sure we're as safe as we can be in the city of Seattle, including by turning on these cameras if she so decides.
Yeah, we got about 20 seconds, and I'm glad you just said lived experience right there. In your opinion, when a lot of these decisions are made, how much does lived experience come into some of these topics?
I love that. Depends on who you ask. In Seattle, we have a thing here in our quirky politics where if your lived experience, if you happen to be a Black or brown person and you happen to agree with a certain far left progressive point of view, then your lived experiences matter, and we should center and uplift your lived experiences. Now, if you, on the other hand, if you happen to be a Black or brown person and your experiences don't comport with far left progressive ideals and norms and goals, then it's time to disrespect, devalue, ignore, undermine. So it depends, but that's Seattle politics. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just play in the game.
Rob, you feel disrespected?
No, not at all.
You mentioned disrespected. You mentioned undervalued. Where did that come from?
No, it's you asked the question. I just answered to the best of my ability.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Rob Saka. We appreciate you. Thank you for spending the time and coming on to our show.
And we need to get you on again.
Oh, I would love to. I'm a fan. So, yeah, let's do it. Thank you, Gee and Ursula. Appreciate you in this conversation. Happy to reconnect.
Thank you.
Coming up next, scenarios.
Summer's a busy time for businesses. WaFd bank accounts are designed to work with business owners like you, stay on top of every dollar, helping manage cash flow, pay vendors, and keep operations running smoothly. Get access to digital tools to simplify banking, like bill pay, signer and non-signer debit cards, and the option to upgrade your account as your business grows. Plus, our business bankers get to know you, so when you need help, we're there. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com, member FDIC.
If you've been thinking about a new Subaru Outback, now is the time to get one. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. You all know I drive a Subaru Outback, and you all know that I bought it at Carter Subaru. It was actually the second car that we've purchased from there. We are repeat customers because they are that fabulous. They know how to treat their customers right. You know you're not going to get the runaround. You are not going to have to worry about playing games. Carter Subaru knows how to treat you like family, and they do. And they're also invested in our community, which is so important to me. Right now, they have over 800 Subarus in stock, including the 2026 Outback with 2.9% APR. It is perfect. The perfect car for escaping town the second the sun comes out. And I see the sun peeking right now. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/26.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Washington. Start treatment and get a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. Check testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV.
So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
I don't know if you missed that interview with the Seattle City Council member Rob Saka, but coming up at 11 o'clock, we will break that interview down because there are some things that he said in there that actually, if you saw the expression on my face, I was shocked. We'll do that at 11 o'clock, but right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I'm tall. I'm 6'1". My husband, 5'2". He's nearly a foot shorter than me. I know. Sometimes we laugh about it. We talk about it. We're kind of like the odd couple out there. People watch us everywhere, along with an occasional snide jokes and remarks. At first, we both laughed about it and still do. He no longer shrugs it off, though. Now he's trying to create distance between us when we're out. Like, he's embarrassed to be seen with me. So I asked him about it, and he told me I couldn't understand what it's like to be short. Come on. I'm freakishly tall. Do you understand that being a very tall woman, you get looked at maybe like being a very short man? So there is a solution. And I did hear of a medical procedure that could give him a couple of extra inches. He'd still be smaller, but at least he's up to 5'5", maybe 5'6". Maybe give him a little bit of confidence. So I told him about it, and he did not take it well. He said, I wouldn't wear heels if I cared about his feelings. That's where I draw the line. This is funny. My booty looks great when I'm in heels. I told him if he's willing to consider a solution, he needs to stop being so insecure. We need to get back to laughing about it. There are just so many jokes about me being a giant as about him being short. I'm not asking necessarily who's right about this, but how can I better have a conversation with my husband about this? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you're up the bat first. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line.
Do you think it's harder to be a really tall woman or a really short guy?
Okay.
Because I have an answer.
Okay, go ahead, answer.
Well, I think it's a lot harder for the short guy. I think that society in general will be more accepting of a really tall woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I bet more women who are 6 feet tall are asked, have you ever thought of modeling? Short guys are like the butt of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are cruel when it comes to the short jokes, and there are a lot of short men who can take it in stride. But I mean, just like with the balding thing too, I don't know why certain things people think it's okay to joke about.
Yeah,
I've just never been into making fun of people who are short or making fun of people who are balding. Just like I would not want people to, make fun of people who are overweight.
Right.
But I think it's just more accepted in society that a woman is tall versus a guy is short. So I don't think she might have had good intentions, but it's something that he's very sensitive about.
So again, this is my opinion. I don't have any lived experience either way, but I will say, while I agree with you that society on the short men versus a very tall woman, in my experience, I think that short men are able to handle it better than tall women. Example, the first short guy that I ever met in my life was my cousin Juan. Most short guys that I know are very confident. Very. Juan, my cousin, very, super.
Short king.
Super confident.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm saying is sometimes short guys, they don't really go around feeling sorry for themselves. If anything, I think they have a lot of confidence. So, but sometimes I notice if a woman isn't a model and they're 6'1", 6'2", and maybe they're not a WNBA basketball player, the insecurity kind of sets in more for the woman than for the short man. So either way, I would say you guys need to go to therapy, get some counseling, and go get some professionals, and don't listen to what the Gee and Ursula Show says.
Yes, exactly.
Nick, what you got?
You know, if the dynamic worked in the first place with these two, just stick with what you had and be happy with each other. You don't have to adopt these feelings of insecurity or matching a status quo of other couples you see, but it's up to them what they want to do. So if you convince your man to go through the steps to gain a couple inches or feet in a step, by all means, you do what you do to make you guys happy. Just move on up. If the ball's in my court, though, I'm sticking with the short king status, but, you know, who knows? Maybe she wants to be wearing her high heels to show off that booty a little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
And by the way,
that is funny, and that does really happen with the heels.
The heels are really,
really, that is a thing.
Nick, way to bring that back. Joey says, I dated taller women in the past, and it just didn't work for me. Just felt awkward.
One of the most successful couples I know, the husband, I would guess, is about 5'5", and the wife is about 6 feet tall. And I mean, he's one of the most successful people I know, and he intentionally looked for a partner who was tall.
You guys can text in. Some of the most confident people I know are short. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we just interviewed Rob Saka, Seattle City Council member. And if you missed it, don't worry. We got some cuts for you to listen to. But there's one thing that he said that caught me off guard. Next, Gee and Ursula.
And keep on wishing. Remember your dream is your only scheme. So keep on pushing.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466.